Hello everybody, Nike has just screwed over New Zealand. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Inconsequential Runner. I'm hoping I'm going to be the consequential runner today. For those that are in New Zealand, you will already know if you've connected to Nike on the app, you received an email this morning at 9 a.m. from Nike saying that they are going to shut down Nike.com. So no more purchases via Nike.com and the app from the 3rd of October. So today is, so that 9 a.m. email came out on Thursday, the 7th of September. So we've got less than a month's notice. And then Nike.com, you heard it right, and the app, so purchases over Nike.com and the app are all gone. Now, I'm disappointed, massively disappointed as a Nike fan and someone who's pushed Nike to all my running buddies who have introduced stuff like the Invincible. Look, if I'm to go off the top of my head right now in terms of the shoes I've got one Invincible 3, I've got 3 Invincible 2s, I've got Streak Fly, that's my second pair, I've got the Zoom Fly, I've got 3 Vapor Flies, one I've just given away to my mates, which is what I do with fresh shoes, so they can be introduced to them. So 2 Vapor Flies 2s, 1 Vapor Fly 3, I've got the Pegasus Turbo, probably other ones on the road I'm forgetting. Certainly I've got the Track Spikes, the Dragonflies, I've got the Kyger, I've got the Wild Horse, I've got the Zagama. I mean, I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. And I got in touch with Nike and I asked them to stipulate why. And their answer was to improve their services. That's part of the quote that they sent me. And I said, you're not improving your services. They're saying, hey, look, you can buy from stores, but I'm in Wellington. Our local store doesn't stock a lot of those models that I've just shared with you, especially stuff like the Streak Fly. And our next closest store is 650 kilometers away, and that's up in Auckland, unless you want to go to Christchurch, which is pretty much the same distance. So we're in a bit of a quandary here. It's pretty unfair. And where did this come from? I think it's a word of warning is also, I mean, if you're watching this in Australia and our Australian buddies, the Anzac banter, and I'm a big fan of the Anzac spirit, but they might be giving us, I don't know, a bit of a laugh. But what I'd say really is heads up to people in Australia, because if the Nike stores in New Zealand have got anything to do with this, with leveraging this change, they are owned by Nike Australia. So this might be a pilot of what's coming soon. If it works in New Zealand, it might happen in Australia, because Nike New Zealand stores are owned by the Australian chain. And they just don't supply, they're too small, and they just don't, for a serious runner, they don't supply the stock. Okay, ASICS, if you're listening to this, this is your chance. What Nike used to do well is a returns policy. So people had the courage to buy online and try and make sure that they had the right size. ASICS, Nike had it all a couple of years ago. They had great shoes. They had the Alpha Fly, they had the Vapor Fly, and then they had the flow-on effects from ZoomX to the Pegasus. Not the Pegasus, the Vomero, another shoe I've got. The Pegasus Turbo. Now, ASICS, with what you've released with the Nova Blast, with the Super Blast, with the Meta Speeds, you can fill that gap now. You can fill that gap. So if you can get something working really well online, away you go. Look, those of you that know me know that I help organizations adopt a continuous improvement mindset. And a big part of that is understanding the problem we're trying to solve and make sure we're fixing the root cause. The only reason why you would reduce this number of customer-facing channels, is if you had too many channels. That problem doesn't exist. So there's some other problem that they're trying to solve, and this is the wrong way to do it. So there's certainly been a lot of chat in my community in terms of reaction to this email that came out this morning. I have reached out to Nike and had a conversation with one of their representatives, and they just said, hey, look, there's other things coming. And I said, well, what are those things? Why release bad news if that's the case with no good news? But I've heard this before from the representatives. So when Nike stopped selling sale items on their website, I followed up about that. They said, don't worry, there'll be some sale stuff coming soon. Never happened. And now this. 11 minutes past 9, get the email, Nike.com, and the app is going to be closing down for all New Zealanders. So look, just a heads up, if you want to be part of solidarity, pass on some feedback to Nike, help us out here, but it is ridiculous. When you've got stores 650 kilometers apart in the North Island with any decent stock, and even then, as I say, it's only half of what a decent runner needs. So yeah, everybody else, Hoka, Saucony, Brooks, certainly Essex, here's your opportunity. Gutted. Nike, big cross. As a fan, as someone who discovered Nike 4 years ago and spent a lot of money on a lot of shoes with my wife's permission, why? And you've given no reasoning, none. It's a big cross for me. Totally sucking decision. Okay, thank you for those of you that are here, made it all the way to the end of the video. I don't know what it means for you in other countries. But yeah, people tend to pilot things in New Zealand because we have a large enough customer base where it's a strong enough pilot where then they can start to wheel things out. Can't say that that's going to happen, but boy, it's just perplexing. It's perplexing what we received this morning. All right, sending all my running community a heads up. Consequential Runner, over and out. Enjoy your next run. Thanks. Bye.